so glad that you decided to come back for another session, and this one's a very exciting one. Also, I want you to know that I want you to be wealthy. So, we're talking about anger and madness, and what is the difference? Well, I have a tendency to let things get on my nerves. Idiots, stupid people, people that lie, people that misrepresent things, cheaters, just a few individuals. And of course, that what that does is that has judgment around it, and that is not good either. So I started to make a journal about the things that I was getting upset with. Now, the reason why is this is a type of cognitive behavioral therapy. And I'm all about getting better and having a better lifestyle and a more holistic lifestyle so that I don't have heart attacks, I don't have strokes, I have happy relationships, I have long-term relationships, and I just am a fun guy. So, being on a phone call on hold for a long period of time drives me nuts, especially when the call gets dropped. And, we've all been on a phone call where the salesperson comes on and they'll chat you up and they'll shift you to somebody else and somebody else to a technical and then back and forth in order to resolve your problem. I always ask whether or not I'm going to be transferred on a warm way or a cold transfer. And they tell me that it's going to be a warm transfer, and lo and behold, it turns out to be a cold transfer. And that just drives me nuts because I have to repeat myself. I am probably, more than likely, a type A, which means I just want results. I don't care how we get there, let's just get some results. It drives me nuts when I'm dealing with a government agency and the person on the other end of the line really doesn't care about their job. They're there for the paycheck. Drives me nuts. What about calling the cable company and being on hold, and then after you get on hold, then they're going to try to sell you something before they try to solve your problems? It gets really crazy. Oh, and then I read an article recently where the number of deaths caused by anger, road rage, has gone up since this pandemic. And the reason why is people are not allowing themselves to relax. They are taking it way too personally. All right, now let's talk about the issues that I don't get upset with. Cold calls from salespeople. Part of the reason I don't get upset is I've had to do them, I still do them, and I want to get a positive response. I do want to make the conversation short, and if they keep going on and on, that's when I get a little bit antsy. Getting cut off in traffic. Yes, it does upset me to the point that I'm mad. But understand that when I'm mad, I go out and kick dirt or write a nasty gram, or I, just am over it in a short period of time and forget about it. Now, when I'm angry, there's a hormonal rush, there's a lot of temper, and I keep going back and forth across the bridge, back and forth, repeating over and over, running it through my head over and over. And what does that do? Basically, a lot of energy, frustration, does not productive, all right? And it happens to have residual effects on my body. So that's not good. And if I'm ramping up, there's a possibility for a heart attack or a stroke. And I can assure you that when that happens, the performance in the bedroom is going to diminish. If not in the actual act, but in the number of acts that happen. And that is definitely a performance. And also, when you're angry and you're yelling and screaming at your spouse and your loved ones, they have a tendency to just wander off and they don't want to deal with you. And those residual effects are just, they're not interested, in other words. So when I talk about mad, that's 0 to 5. And then when I talk about angry, it's 6 to 10, with 10 being the highest on the list. Well, we need to be able to make a breakthrough. We need to be able to have a better life. So what I realized in some reading and research that I did is that anger is the belief in fear. That's pretty good information. That means that I'm fearful. Well, if I'm being fearful, then I'm not really thinking it through. I need to get more education. I need to relax. Am I going to die from this? What are the consequences that come out of it? Well, the next thing is that the belief that I have in a higher power, that everything is going to be doing well, the karma, and everything is going to work out. Well, if I'm angry, I don't believe in that. And then I am causing that relationship between me and the higher power to dissolve, and that's not good. Then there is the flow of energy. Me up to the universe back down to me. And if I'm angry, it gets misdirected. It doesn't come to me. I'm not sending the right message back to the higher source. All right? The last part of it is that when I'm really angry, I have a tendency to defend my position even if it's wrong. So, if I screw up, I'm going to suffer the consequences. Yep, I'm going to have to deal with those consequences, either monetarily, emotionally, relationship-wise. I get that. But I understand that I took this action because I felt this result. When I'm being defensive, what's happening is it's not a good game. And if I believe that I need to be defensive, what happens is I am not going to be working where the universe wants. And that's not going to happen. All right? We can, when we make a choice and we have fallout and bad consequences, well, that's a learning experience. We should not be getting mad about that. We should be able to deal with that. All right? So, if I truly believe that I am enough, I have the power within me to be enough. If I truly believe that I can and am lovable, if I truly believe that I love others, then being angry is totally of no use. Think about that. It's pretty strong stuff. When I ask for help, then people would respond positively to that. People to reach out on your team and get answers. Part of the anger and frustration is overwhelming, but understand that drives that emotion, and that's not where we want to go. So the bottom line on it, make your comment. Get therapy. It's low cost. Their benefits are amazing. I have been working on anger for years, and call me. I'll be glad to talk to you a little bit more about in depth on what we've just talked about. But the thing about it is, don't have a heart attack. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Go ahead, comment, call me for Reiki healing. I'd love to talk to you.